Alright guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the 7th episode of the second season of The Mandalorian, which was titled Chapter 15, The Believer, and was written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa, and it came out on December 11th, 2020. So yeah, the episode, and it was alright. It had some cool moments, and one moment I really did like, but other than that, I just, wasn't crazy about it. There's really nothing I disliked about it, but there's nothing I really, other than that one moment, I absolutely loved. So, yeah, this was a alright episode. Really not a whole lot I really want to talk about other than that one moment. So yeah, but there was some nice action sequences. A lot of stuff reminded me of like Indiana Jones and whatnot. So I did like that, but still nothing crazy there. But yeah. So I guess I'll just run down the episode. The episode starts with Cara, Din, Boba, and Fennec Shand going to the planet where Mayfeld being held at prison camp, and getting him Cara can free him from the prison and whatnot. So they get him, go to Slave One and tell him what they need him for, and which is to locate some Imperial codes or something like that, which he knows where he can get some at this planet. I forget the name of the planet, but there's this Imperial refinery there. So yeah. Also, quick mention of Boba. He redid his armor, fixed it up with a new paint job, which a new like matte paint job, which is cool. But anyways, they get that planet. Obviously they want someone to go with Mayfeld, but Mayfeld says, at the base they'll instantly recognize, people like Cara, and then, Fennec and Boba both say they'll be detected too. So Din has to go with them, and because, his Mandalorian armor would, make him be extremely noticeable, he has to steal some Stormtrooper armor. It wasn't Stormtrooper. I don't know what type of trooper armor it was. I could probably search it up if it has a name. It's just an Imperial Combat driver armor. I don't know what the exact name. A simple name is, but which then they get armor and then board the vehicle, the I think it's like tank with big wheels. I don't know if it's exactly the one thingy from the prequels or not, or something similar, but it's the one with the big wheels, and yeah, I forget the name of the vehicle, but anyways, then they get to the base, but along the way they have some troubles with some pirates they have to fend off, and Din climbs on top of the vehicle, and that moment gave me like Indiana Jones vibes of him fighting off the pirates. Maybe it's because I just watched Raiders of the Lost Ark recently, so I was getting those vibes more. But anyways, they fight them off and eventually get to the refinery where they're celebrated by all the Imperials. Some obviously stormtroopers and shore troopers are in there too. And so they head in, and Mayfeld finds the terminal, but he walks into the room, but then he sees his old Imperial officer, named Valen Hess. And this moment, just everything in this moment I really liked. This was my favorite moment of the entire episode. But Mayfeld, says he has to abort the mission because he doesn't know if Hess will remember him or not. But Din's like, okay, that's not gonna happen. So he's gonna go to the terminal instead. But to get the information, he has to take his helmet off. So Din does that. Takes his helmet off and lets it scan his face, and then Hess walks up to him and asks him what he's doing and whatnot, which Din doesn't know what to say, and Din's very awkward in this moment, I guess, because of not having the helmet on. And then Mayfeld decides to come in and help Din out. And says Din has like a hearing problem and whatnot, but then lowers the tension of the scene a little, which I really like the tension of the moment. But then Hess congratulates them on fighting the pirates off, and then they have a drink. Learn a bit more about Mayfeld here. He name drops Operation Cinder, which is cool, and then he was a part of one Operation Cinder attack, and I guess that's probably what led him to leave the Empire. And I like the Mayfeld. You can just tell how he's talking about the Empire and whatnot. He doesn't like them any more than Din or Kara does, and at least now. Because earlier in the episode they're all like definitely Kara, not trusting him because of him being former Imperial. But then Mayfeld keeps talking to Hess, who's talking about how great the Empire is and whatnot, and then obviously you could just tell Mayfeld's getting angry and whips his blaster out and shoots and kills Hess and all the other Imperials in the room. And then Mayfeld says it had to kill him because they said it was because they saw Din's face, and Mayfeld says he didn't see Din's face, so it doesn't count. But which Din I guess agrees with. But obviously Mayfeld didn't just kill Hess for because of that. He killed him because he hated him. But I really like this whole moment, the tension of it. Definitely because of the Imperial officer Valen Hez. He was played by what was his name? Did I not write his name down anywhere? It was played by Richard Brake. He just did a real great job as this random Imperial officer. Really gave a very menacing vibe, and really just made the tension of the scenes a lot better. So, and shows a bit more of Mayfeld, who was a character I wasn't super excited to see again, and I actually ended up really liking him in this moment. But yeah, and then after that, they Din and Mayfeld climb out the window and up to the roof where Boba picks them up in the Slave One, while Kara and Fennec are on a mountain, covering them with sniper fire. And then once they board the Slave One, Mayfeld takes the one sniper blaster thing, I forget which one it is, and shoots some of the Rhydonium, which is what they were transporting in the thingy, blowing up it all and blowing up some of the base too. And then some TIE fighters go after the Slave One, and then Boba drops the seismic charges when make that boom, noise. I believe it was originally in Attack of the Clones, so that's cool there. But then they go pick up Kara and Fennec, and then Mayfeld asks if they're gonna let him go, and Kara and then joke about Mayfeld died at the base, and real sad that he died, and they walk off and let Mayfeld walk free. And then they board the Slave One, and fly off. Well, Mayfeld watches from the ground. But then, we see Moff Gideon as Arkan's cruiser. See him receive a message from Din, which is word for word what Gideon said in, I believe it was chapter 7, about how it was saying, Gideon was saying to Din in chapter 7 how Din has something he wants and doesn't know how much it means to him, and so Din says that and actually means something more because, Grogu actually means something more to Din than to Gideon, so I like that moment, but Din's hologram looked a little weird though in it, but yeah, and the episode ends off there. This is like the first episode of the series, I believe it does not actually have Grogu, the child, Baby Yoda, whatever, shown in the flesh, so kind of interesting. I was expecting him to pop up right at the end, in the episode, so that's quite surprising that doesn't appear. But yeah, the episode, like I said, I thought it was alright. Definitely didn't hate it. Really liked the moment with Din taking off the helmet and the tension with that Imperial officer and Mayfeld and whatnot. I liked how awkwardly Din was just like sitting around that scene, not knowing what to do. I really like the tension of that scene, and that scene there makes me like the episode a lot more than I actually probably would have without it. So yeah, but other than that, some cool action, Indiana Jones vibes, and excited to see what happens in the finale. I'm hoping Grief Karga and Bo-Katan show up again in the finale. Kind of suck for them to only appear in one episode each, but we'll see if that happens. I could, hopefully at least Grief Karga shows up, cause I love Grief Karga, so. Yeah, but anyways, my score is gonna be a B+ for this episode. So yeah, alright episode, and I was at, like I said, that moment I talked about and really made the episode for me. So yeah, next week will be the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. Don't know who's directing it. No, it's written by Jon Favreau. But don't know who's directing. Maybe Jon Favreau again, but I don't know. We'll find out in a week. But yeah. Anyways, you can check out all my other stuff I'm doing. I just the other day there was a big announcement of a bunch of new Star Wars stuff, so I did a video on that, which you can check out. Other than that, you can subscribe to see when new content goes out, and I've been Star Wars. Catch you guys in the next one.
This is no place for a child.
Wherever I go, he goes.
So I've heard.